So this is the breath-based practice of compassion, centauric compassion. So get comfortable, relax, close your eyes and just tune into all the sounds around you. Let your mind touch every vibration. Feel all of the audio landscape, all of it, just for a moment. And now tune into my voice. Listen to the words and let them soak in deep. So for the rest of this brief contemplative practice, you'll be tuning into my voice and let the sense of it rest into and through your sense making. Take a slow breath and feel it. Fully feel it. And as you inhale, draw breath from your wild nostril breath down to your belly. So it feels like you're breathing into your abdomen until the abdomen feels full. So you're building the feeling sense of a charge of vital force. And upon exhalation, release this subtle pleasure, this native delight of the breath, of this charge throughout the whole body-mind. And do this for 4 breaths. 4 full, nasal, low, slow breaths. This feeling spread through the whole body-mind. Now, for the next 4 breaths, release this subtle biological pleasure, this native delight of the cells out into the whole world, into the cosmos, into infinity. And as you do that, allow all thinking to dissolve in the exhalation and pass to infinity as well. All thinking as a wonderful but very partial representation of what is possible. Now for the next 4 breaths, do the same with all distressful, complicated feelings, with disease, with suffering, with pain. Allow it all to breathe out and dissolve back into emptiness from where it arose. Now for the next 4 breaths, allow feeling attention, somatic intelligence, to pass through all present conditions and then beyond them to infinity, moment by moment, breath by breath. Give it all to the vastness, the source and the continuity, as the source and the continuum. Allow this to be. Allow the breath. Allow the release. Now, as you inhale, draw the breath from that wild nostril breathing into the abdomen as if you're breathing in, fill that belly, and then up into the heart space as well, until the heart space feels full, replete, complete. Building the feeling sense as you do this of a charge of vital force. Hold it, and then upon exhalation, release all of this energy as clarity, appreciation, and a kind of subtle pleasure, the native delight of life. Do this throughout the whole body-mind for the next 4 breaths. Now for the next 4 breaths, breathe out to the whole world, to the cosmos, to infinity. And as you do this, allow all thinking to dissolve in the exhalation and pass to infinity as a wonderful partial representation of what is possible. Now do the same with all distressful feelings, with disease, with complexity, with suffering, with pain. Let it all release for the next 4 breaths. Allow feeling and heart attention to pass through all present conditions, and then beyond them to infinity, moment by moment, breath by breath. Give it all up to the vastness, the source and the continuity, as the source and the continuum. Give it up. Allow it to release. As you inhale, draw the breath from the wild nostril breathing, low and slow into the abdomen as if the belly is filling up, and then into the heart space. And pause and then into the head until the Chittakash, the mind space, feels replete, complete, full, and build the feeling sense for charge of vital force in all 3 centers. Do this for 4 breaths. Upon exhalation, release this as the unification of polarity, emptiness and form, self and other, subject and object, as the appreciation of non-dual sense-making, clarity and freedom throughout the whole body-mind. Allow this for 9 full breaths, the whole body. And recognizing that empty doesn't mean empty, it means empty of empty. For the next 9 breaths, breathe out to the whole world, to the cosmos, to infinity and beyond, and allow all thought constructs to dissolve in the exhalation, pass to infinity as a wonderful but partial representation of what is possible. And do the same with all distressful feelings, with disease, with suffering, with pain, with complexity. For 9 full breaths, allow it all to release. Now allow feeling attention, heart attention and mind attention to pass through all present conditions and then beyond them to infinity, moment by moment, breath by breath. Give it all up to the vastness, the source and the continuity, as the source and the continuum. Allow it. Now, from the lens of wisdom, see the experience and the subtle terror of impermanence, separation, the feeling of separation, and the infinite possibilities of psycho-emotional somatic contraction and constriction that occur in defense. Be aware of this from the lens of wisdom. From this lens of wisdom, see the infinite array of meaning-making, selfing, othering, superiority and inferiority that can arise and bubble from these defenses. From the lens of wisdom, see it all playing out in the world as human behavior, often creating even more pain and even more suffering. Be aware of this. From the lens of wisdom, see and feel it all. Breathe it all into the heart space as the unification of wisdom, clear seeing, and fierce compassion. And breathe out from the eternal heart space kindness and fierce compassion to all beings, so all beings can and will eventually rise in conscious evolution and find authentic freedom. Now, for the next 4 breaths, breathe this living body, all of this living body, cell by cell, muscle by muscle, bone by bone, into your heart space, and hold it gently in this crucible of luminous, numinous compassion for a few moments. And then breathe out appreciation and kindness to all the bones, muscles, sinews, synapses, cells, pulse and flow of this living body. All of it, without exception. For the next 4 breaths, breathe that whole body into the heart space and breathe out this kindness. Now for the next 4 breaths, breathe all emotion, all the emotions you've ever felt, all the emotions you could ever possibly feel. Breathe them into the heart space and hold them gently here in this crucible of luminous, numinous compassion, fierce compassion for a few moments. And then breathe out appreciation and kindness to all your emotional world in its rising, sustaining, and dissolution. All of it without exception. For 4 breaths, breathe all that emotional world into the heart space and breathe out kindness. Now for the next 4 breaths, breathe all cognition, all the thoughts, concepts, values, beliefs, stories and meanings that you have ever experienced, that you've ever conjured up, all the cognitive play you could ever possibly experience. Breathe it into this radiant heart space and hold it gently with a breath hold, just gently in this crucible of luminous, numinous, fierce compassion for a few moments, and then breathe out appreciation and kindness to all your cognitive world and its meaning making, in its rising, in its sustaining, in its dissolving, in its flow, all of it without exception. Breathe it in, hold it, breathe out kindness for 4 breaths. Now for the next 4 breaths, breathe all your life energy, all of it, all the electromagnetic buzz of your body, all the ATP energy you have ever experienced, all of it that you could ever experience, all the life energy you could ever possibly experience, a lifetime of it. Breathe it into this radiant heart space and hold it gently as you hold the breath in this crucible of luminous, numinous, fierce compassion for a few moments. And breathe out appreciation, kindness, gratitude to all of your energetic, electromagnetic world in its rising, in its sustaining, in its dissolution, in its flow, all of it, without exception, for 4 breaths. Now for the next 4 breaths, breathe all of who you are and what you are as soma, as body, as sensation, as feeling, as emotion, as cognition, stories, narrative, as life energy, all of it. And breathe in all that you could ever experience, all you could ever be into this radiant heart space. And hold it all gently in this crucible of luminous, numinous, fierce compassion for a few moments. And then breathe out radical appreciation, radical kindness to all your cognitive world, all your energy world, the whole of who you are and what you can be in its rising, sustaining dissolution, in its flow, all of it without exception. Now for the next 4 breaths, breathe all of your loving relationships, all of them without exception, into this radiant heart space and hold them all gently in this crucible, this alchemical crucible of luminous, numinous, fierce compassion for a few moments. And then breathe out appreciation and kindness to all of your relational world in its rising, sustaining, and dissolution. All of it without exception. Breathe out love, care, and compassion to the mandala of your loving relationships. And now for the next 4 breaths. Breathe all of the complex relationships of life, of your life, into this radiant heart space and hold them, however complicated, however complex they are. Breathe them all and hold them gently in this crucible of luminous, numinous, fierce compassion for a few moments. And breathe out appreciation and kindness to all your relational world in its complexity, in its rising, sustaining and dissolution, in its flow. All of it, without exception, just for a moment. Just for a moment. Breathe out love, care and fierce compassion to the mandala of your relationships, all of them, all of those individuals, because of the complexity and the dance of complexity that they are playing out. Breathe into that for a moment, just for 4 breaths. Now for the next 4 breaths, breathe the systemic web of life, all of life, your life, into this radiant heart space and hold it all gently in this crucible, this alchemical crucible of luminous, numinous, fierce compassion for a few moments. And breathe out appreciation and kindness to the whole world in its seamless relational beauty, in its complexity, in its rising, sustaining and dissolution, in its flow, all of it, without exception. Breathe out love, care and fierce compassion to the mandala of your world. Now take a few slow, low breaths, as if in and out of the heart space, and feel it fully. Feel all of who and what you are, in and as this infinite mystery. Allow yourself to courageously relax into and as this weave of infinity. And when you're ready, feel your hands on your body. Put your hands on your body, feel them, and fully appreciate this miracle of your life. Fully appreciate in kindness, care, and fierce compassion all of what and who you are and what this life is. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes and allow yourself to see the world around you with new eyes. Eyes that see beyond the illusion of separation, that see through the lens of wisdom and fierce compassion. Eyes that see anew, and a heart that feels anew.